Nothing yet in the chat.
Mm.
3 minutes left. I've not seen any answer yet in the chat.
Typing the paragraph. Wait, you said I had to type the paragraph, right?
You're doing both. Anytime you have questions display, you're doing both. I'm waiting to see answers from the chat box.
I'm typing the paragraph.
I didn't get you. What did you say?
I'm typing the paragraph.
Okay. One minute left. Few seconds left. Expect by now the paragraph you're typing should be displayed. Okay, your time is up. So send in the one you've typed. Send in the one you typed.
Finish it though.
Okay. So let's see what you've done so far. Good. So we have what you've written and we have the correction displayed on the screen. So we have yesterday, there's punctuation mark good. I visited my grandmother's house. Good. It was warm. It was a warm, sunny day. Good. And the sky was clear. She said, good job. Good job. You paid attention to your comma, your speech mark, your full stop, and you did that at the right position. But there's something you omitted. Okay, you did not complete the typing. Orina. Judging by what you've done, good job, but that's a 50 out of 100. Remember, you didn't do the first part, that's the A part, and the B part you did not complete it. There's a 50 out of 100. So good job. That means there's something that is missing. That is speed. Something is missing, and that is what? Speed. Please, let's pay very good attention on that. So with that, you've done so far, thumbs up. Let's run through to the other phase of punctuation mark. And
Aunty
it's going to
Miracle,
be,
there's no full stop after plantain. So let her be mindful of that as well. I saw rice, beans, and fried plantain. There should be full stop after that plantain. Maybe because she was rushing. She didn't tweak that. Thank you.
Thank you for that observation, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Okay, let's run through to what we have for today. Now we're going to be looking at three aspects, and that's apostrophe. And the good thing is, in the course of previous activities we've been doing, you've come across this particular or special symbol in writing. And the question is, what do we use it for? We use it majorly for two different aspects in English or in writing. And what are the aspects? One, to show possession. Two, to show contraction. Now, in terms of possession, like the name or the word goes, possession, ownership. How do you tell when something belongs to another or a noun? Miracle's book, Urenat's chair, Mrs. Ekpe's table. How do you know how to use those punctuation marks? Now, these are three different rules governing the use of apostrophe for possession. First, when we have singular nouns, meaning the nouns, we have just one noun and it's ending whether in S or without the S. The rule says you put your apostrophe before the S. So you have two things you need to add, the apostrophe mark and the S. So that's why we have the example there as the teacher's desk. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the next one says when you have the plural noun, meaning more than one, and is ending with the letter S. Take, for example, ladies, countries, cities, all of these ends with the letter S and it shows plural form. So the rule says that the only thing you need to add is just the apostrophe. So when you're writing, so rather than saying the children's book, you see, in that case, there is no S ending the particular word. That's why you have rule 3. But when you have students, pupils, learners, the plural form goes with the letter S. So it shows that the only thing you need to add is that special symbol. That's all. So we use apostrophe for possession, ownership. Now the next one is contraction. Contraction is almost like saying you're shortening two words to make one. Now, some letters will have to be omitted because you want to shorten them. So in replacement of those omitted letters, your apostrophe take the position. Now, we have we are, we have it is, we have they will, we have they have. Now, the moment you pull out those extra letters that you think, oh, in English, you don't need those letters when you're contracting them, meaning when you're shortening the form to become one. you're going to replace it with apostrophe. And that's why you have these two examples. Now, mind you, let me type this so that you can see what I'm saying. Mind you, remember, there's something called, okay, let's do this. I have this word, and I also have this. I want to ask, is there actually a difference between this highlighted word and the unhighlighted one? Is there a difference between them? Quickly,
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Um. It it's with the apostrophe is like um it's like
Waiting, be fast. Ten seconds left.
I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to word the difference.
Okay, can you put it in a sentence form? Let me hear you. So your usage will tell what you're trying to say quickly.
Um.
5 seconds left.
Do I? Right. I'm not sure how to put it. I don't know how to put it.
Okay. I know you should always know how to try to express yourself. It's in the talking. That's when I get to know what you know, and I will meet you up. Is that clear? So now back to what I was trying to draw out, and I needed you to say it. The one with the apostrophe shows that what it is, it has. So it shows contracted form of two different words. The one without the apostrophe shows possessive adjective. Are you getting it? So instead of saying has, theirs, so you're saying what? It's. And you use that majorly for what? Inanimate object, for animals and what have you. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
So while one is showing contracted form because of the appearance of apostrophe, the other is showing what? Possessive what? Form in pronoun, in adjective pattern. So it's the possessive adjective, while the other one is contracted what? Form of words. Okay, now that is said, so let's go back to the other aspect. Remember, apostrophe is used basically for what? For possession or ownership, and we use for contractions. Okay, so now let's go to the next one quickly, and it's called what? What do we have as the second one? What's the name of the punctuation mark?
Oh, Colin.
Good, a colon. Now, what do we use a colon for? Now, three basic reasons for using colons in writing. The first one says you use it to introduce a list. Don't mix it up with the use of comma. Remember we said we use comma to separate a list, separate items, words in a list. But this, you're using it to introduce a list.
Oh.
I think she's having a network glitch. I'll reach her now. She's having a glitch.
Sorry, my network was a bit off. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. You can still see my screen, can you? Or should I share again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That, never share that again. Okay. So you can see the shared screen. Okay. Back to what I was saying before we had that glitch. Like I said, you have to use a colon to introduce your list, not to separate your list. There's a difference. The difference is at the beginning, the colon comes before the list. That's what makes the difference. And the reason why you have to insert that colon is because the preceding words, all the group of words at the beginning and makes a complete sentence. So once that is achieved, you know that, oh, in writing form, well, I have to use a colon to continue my writing. And you could see a perfect example there. And what is the example? The following items are required. And they made a list of all of the items: notebooks, pencils, calculators, and the others. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have another reason why we make use of colon in writing. And what's that reason? We use it to introduce an explanation. Two clauses. One is a clause. Then the other one is not a complete sentence, but rather a clause that gives further explanation to the first clause. So it's almost like you're having independent clause, and at the tail end, you have dependent clause. He had one goal. He had one goal, can be anything. Maybe he scored one goal. But the tail end of the explanation gives you a further insight to what kind of goal are they making reference to. He had one goal to win the championship, meaning he had one zeal, one focus, one dream. So all of these, you see, the use of this colon gives further meaning to what you're reading, to what you're writing. So you don't need to be there to tell your reader, oh, this is what I meant. But right now, you don't need that. The right use of your punctuation explains it all to your reader. So that's why your punctuation mark is very key in written form of communication. And the last part, the reason why we make use of colon is to introduce quotations, statements. Thank God we did that in our previous class where we talked about double inverted comma. So here, anytime you're making reference to or a statement had been made and you're introducing it in a sentence, what separates the two aspects is what? Your colon. I'll recap that again. Your colon is used for what? Introducing your list in a sentence. Colon is also used to what? Join two clauses where the first is what? A further explanation to the second. Then the third is what? To introduce quotation or statement in sentences. Contraction, remember, we use it for what? What do we use contraction for? What punctuation marks helps us in contractions?
Wait, repeat that.
What punctuation mark helps us in creating contractions?
And creating. I'm sorry, it's kind of glitching. In creating what?
Okay. We have contractions, different contractions, words. Now, what punctuation mark do we need to achieve that?
Um, Posture. No,
Words like can't, words
posture.
like isn't.
Apostrophe. No,
Again,
apostrophe.
Thank you. Urena's book. Urena's friend. What punctuation do I need for that?
William?
Urena's book. Urena's friend. What punctuation do I need for that?
Apostrophe.
Good. Thank you. But the way you're acting is as if you're trying to guess it. Own it. Know it. So that anytime you're asked, you're able to deliver. Now, with the two we've done, let's see how we can actually test our ability on it. So we're going to back to our tests again. Now, attempting quickly, you must finish this. So time yourself, and I'm going to time you. And you're sending in your answers immediately. Remember, you're owing me the other one. But this one, you are focusing on this quickly. You're starting exactly 4:27.
Wait, I need to get the page.
The page is displayed on your screen.
I'm getting.
Okay. So you have 5 questions only, just 5. It means 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 5 questions. So you must not spend not more than 30 seconds per question. Carefully go through, give me my answers. I want to see them.
Okay.
So your time starts now. Exactly 4:31, you're stopping with my answers in the chat box. So quickly. Okay, smart one. Ready, seeing question 1 answered. Okay. Keep pushing. In less than 1 minute, you've answered 2 questions. Good job. Keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. So continue, continue. So let's see if you can achieve 4 questions in less than 2 minutes quickly.
Wait.
You're not there yet. Continue. You still have some to go. Okay. The last one for the 3. Okay, good job. Good job. I like that. You finished before the time elapsed. Good job. Now, for 43, there's an error there. You answered all other questions correctly, so I must commend you on that. Bravo on that. But the only one you missed out was question 243. The answer there is meant to be D. The answer there is meant to be D. There is no mistake in the 3 sentences listed out. The first one was capitalization, properly done. The second and the third, yeah, use of your punctuation. Thumbs up on that, nothing omitted. So the answer is meant to be what? D. There is no mistake. But good job. I like that. I like that you're working on it. Okay, let's run through to the last aspect of the punctuation mark we'll be dealing on. Let's do that now. Okay, now we talked about colon. Now it's semicolon. There's a difference. In the symbol, you also see the difference. One has double dots, that's the double full stop. Then the other, because it's a semicolon, is not fully represented as a colon. That is, full stop at the top and a comma at the bottom. And the question is, what makes a difference? What do we use them for? The first one is we use them to join two sentences. A little difference between the colon. Now remember we talked about using colon to separate two clauses. Well, in this case, yes, two clauses or two sentences. The clauses must be what? Complete sentence, meaning it must have complete meaning, complete sentence, almost like saying two independent sentences forming a compound sentence. So that's what comes to our head again. But instead of using conjunction, like we talked about when we form compound sentences, we're now representing what? Colon in place of what? Conjunction. So we have two examples there. And the sentence you are creating, they must have close connection. I was tired. I went straight to bed. Now there is a connection there. It shows the flow of your next action because you were tired. Bed. Early, late, whichever time you went to bed. Okay, sorry. The weather is something else today. And quickly continue with the sharing so we can go back to class. Okay, sorry for that. Now, like I was saying, the next sentence here we have is she loves writing. Her brother prefers drawing. So there's a comparison. You're comparing two different individuals and their preference for different actions. She loves writing. Her brother prefers drawing. Hope you can hear me clearly.
I can.
Beautiful. So now the question is, when do we make the difference? We only make the difference between, colon and semicolon when the sentence being used is clearly stated. So if I'm connecting two independent sentences that are closely connected, I use semicolon. When I'm connecting two clauses, meaning the beginning part is a main clause, the other part is a clause that is not a complete sentence, I use what? A colon. You see the difference. Now let's go to the next part. What do we use semicolon for? To separate items. Now there's a tie between colon and comma. Remember, comma is used for separation of items in a list. Now, how do we know when to use comma and semicolon? Look carefully at the example you have. That explains perfectly in practicality how to use semicolon and comma. On our trip, we visited Lagos. Now, where's Lagos found? In Nigeria. So imagine you using comma all through till you get to the last. It will be very confusing. One would think there's a difference between Lagos, Nigeria. Those are different places. But with the use of semicolon, you're able to what? Group some items to avoid confusion. So if I'm saying we visited Lagos, I'm telling you, oh, furthermore, Lagos is found in Nigeria, so it's just one place. Accra, oh, it's found in Ghana. Abidjan is found in Cote d'Ivoire. So those are the what? The distinct difference between the use of comma and the use of semicolon. So once I have comma already existing in the list, to help us carve out clarity and the specialty or the peculiarity about that list, you then have to introduce what? Semicolon. So because of the specialty surrounding these lists, if, for example, there was not no country was capitals or just the states mentioned, Lagos, Accra, then there wouldn't have been a need for you to add your semicolon. But because the country and the city were mentioned, and it's a list to avoid, I'm lost. Oh, do you mean you visited Lagos? You also visited Nigeria? You visited Accra? You also visited. So for clarity's sake, and to avoid any form of confusion in the mind of the reader, you're able to what? To use semicolon. So now, do you know the distinct difference between semicolon, colon, and comma? Is there any confusion anywhere?
No.
You're very sure. Let's put that to test. Now we have this. The rule says you're going to pay attention to the use of apostrophe, the use of commas, the use of full stop, the use of semicolon, colon, quotation mark. We have two short paragraphs. One is just one line sentence. The other mix up of different sentences. So what I'm going to do is for you to be able to complete your tasks in time, I will copy this and paste on the chat. So you're going to use what is on the chat to work on that. Is that clear?
Wait, say that again?
I will help you copy out the paragraph and I'll put it in the chat. So you're going to just input your punctuation marks and make your changes. So the write-up is already displayed in the chat. Is that clear? Good. So that means you're going to start with the B part. So you have question 244 to 250 and the paragraph. So start with the paragraph, then you meet me in the chat for start with the one in your textbook, then you meet me in the chat for the paragraph. Is that clear? The time starts now. I'm going to give you, I'll give you just 10 minutes. That's it. I know you 10 minutes for both. Page, still on that page, 222 this time around, please, sorry. 322, not 21. 21 started from 239. So you're going to page 322. So you're starting. The time starts now. It means exactly 250, 450, 1150, sorry, is stopping. So while I help you upload this to the chat. Remember, sending my answers to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I've sent it to the chat, so you can just copy easily and start imputing your punctuations. But finish up with your test. 10 minutes for both.
10 minutes for both of them?
Yes, please. That's why I helped you with the paragraph. Okay, you can see answers coming. Good job. Keep up with the speed.
Is that all for B?
Yes. So quickly go to A part.
How much more time do I have?
4 minutes left. Two minutes left. One minute left. Thirty seconds. Okay, your time is up, so send in your chats quickly. So we're going to start with the B part you did. So number 1, you wrote C. That's correct. For number 2, correct answer. Number 3, that's correct. Number 4, that's also correct. Number 5 was where you made the mistake. Number 5 is wrong. There is a mistake in the arrangement. And for number 5, the answer is meant to be C, not D, like you pointed out. And why is it C? The reason being that the word there, Gulf War, is meant to be a proper noun because this is a specific name for a kind of war that was done. So it's not a common noun. If it had just been war, that's not a problem. But because it was called Gulf War, so you're meant to capitalize that particular word. Gulf in capital letter, war in capital letter. So that's the reason why there's a mistake. So your answer for 5 is not meant to be C, D, is meant to be C. So capitalization was omitted there. Proper noun also. Now let's continue with the marking. Number 6, you wrote D correct, and number 7, which was 250, is A. Thumbs up. Now let's go to the part you've written. The first thing my eyes went straight to was the name. How can you write a name with small letter? So you spell your name in small letter. You see, Jake was meant to be in capital letter. That's the first thing. Let me also show you the answer. 1 minute. So that's the answer there. On my way to school this morning, I met Jake, capital letter, comma, a classmate of mine. Remember when you mention like a position, you call someone's name and you give extra information about that person. You separate with a comma, like we did in our last class. Who said he couldn't find his maths textbook? So let's see. Good job. The only comma there is Jake, so you failed that. A classmate of mine. There should be a comma there. So there's no comma there. Failed.
Where?
2. A classmate of mine. There should be a comma separating it. Then you introduce your relative clause there using who. Who said he couldn't? Oh, good job. Couldn't find his math. Math is the name of his subject. That's the proper noun. You see, you feel that. That's 3 down. Math textbook. I asked him, what did you say when you asked him? What do you mean you can't find it? So the statement of the question he asked started from what? So you missed that. That's how many? 4. So your what is meant to be, your quotation mark is meant to start from what, and there's no need for your comma there. What do you mean you can't find it? Close your quotation mark and question mark. Good job. So we start. He replied, it's gone missing. Since when? Let's see. Continuation of that. Since Friday. Okay. Someone is getting it. Let's keep pushing and see for errors. Okay, where did we stop? Sorry about that. I advised him to check the following places. Okay. I can see colon there. His locker, his backpack, the classroom shelf, and the library's lost and found section. Good job. So where's the last part? You didn't do the last one.
I was rushing on this one.
Okay. But you tried. I must commend you on that. So we still have, and I've displayed the answer. So you would have spied everything. So you can't do the last one. Let's do fastest finger. Let's go back to our text. We still have 5 more minutes. Let's do something. You're going to answer extra 6 questions. Yes. So you're stopping at 256. So you're starting from 251 to 256. 3 minutes. 30 seconds each. Yes. Rena is on fire, so let's get that speed done. Good job,
Wait,
good job, good job. Same page, 322. You know, we stopped at question 250. That was the last question that you treated as number 7. So let's continue from there. We still have time, but you're stopping exactly 3 minutes.
what questions?
251. That's where you're going to continue from.
Mm-hmm.
That same page, 322. But your question is 251. So 3 minutes. Stop.
Wait, so the 251 to what?
256.
Okay.
Yes. Bless you.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen number 1 answer. Good job. Okay, you've gotten 3. You still have 3 left. 3 left. Waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. You can do it. It's already 5 o'clock. You can do it. Just be fast. Oh, you can. Just push it. Push it. You can. Yes, remaining 1.
Uh,
We're almost there. We're almost there. You're almost there, almost there, almost there. Good job. Nice one, nice one, nice one. Though you added extra 1 minute, but good job, good job, good job. Okay, let's quickly run through the corrections. For number 1, correct, C. Number 2, B, that's correct. Number 3, A. Number 4, C, correct. Number 5, B. Good job. Number 6, you failed it. It's A.
okay.
Okay, number 6, the reason why is A is because Now they made use of a name, and that name is describing a region. So you're meant to use a capital letter for it. And the name is Northeast. So it's a particular name for a region they're describing it. So that's why they use the word. A capital letter is meant to be used. And so there's a mistake there. But the same, you tried that. I must commend you. Nice one. Great effort. Oh, please don't go back to sleep. Remember, we still have extra exercise to do with punctuation. You can practice on your own. You're a smart guy, I know that. So you can just practice before our next class. Just tell me, oh, Miss Miracle, I did this. We stopped at 256. You can say, okay, I will do through to, let's see, I'm not for sure. 300. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Can you do that? Is that a promise?
Okay.
Oh, I'll hold you to your promise. So. Good job. So
The
once I come
300?
to class, yes, please.
Okay.
So once I come to class on Saturday, the first thing you would just type into the chat would be what? Answers for 256 to 300, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a deal. I like you on that. Thank you for your time today. Have a great day and enjoy yourself. Bye. Okay, stop sharing. Sorry. Let me go pause. Okay. Oh, I go.
Thanks, Uncle Sam. Is Uncle Chigo here?
Hello, ma. I have
Hello, Uncle
another
Sam. Is
class
Uncle
right
Chigo
now.
here? Hmm?
No, ma. I have to
Okay,
use
no.
another link if I have to allow them. I already gave a link to my
Okay.
class. My class is supposed to be on. Yes. I might have to log out and maybe get the link and move them to a breakout class. It might not be the usual link.
Okay, so should we all log out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we should all log out and log in again.
Yes. Yes.
No, give me a few
I'll
minutes.
send you the link.
Uncle Sam, give me a few minutes. James, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. Your class has been moved to half six. I sent a message to your mom.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she didn't see it, but your class has been moved to half six.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Uncle Sam, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Uncle Sam, okay, so we should log out, right? And log in at 6.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, 6:30.
Half six. Half six.
Okay,
That's
6:30.
6:30.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. All right then. Thank you. Bye.